Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader Stephanie, and today's reading is going to be messages from the universe, what you need to hear about the universe to empower you, what you need to know. We're just channeling at random because I feel those are some of the best readings I give when we just open our hearts, open our minds, open our receptive energy to whatever the universe has to tell us, including our spirit guides, our higher selves, or anything that comes through here. We are accepting only love and only positive messages, at least for the most part. I can't guarantee that, but we have 3 piles here for you today. We have pile 1, this honey calcite, and the card is lion-hearted, lioness. Pile 2, we have garnierite, and the card is Madonna of Roses, 43. And pile 3, we have the black moonstone with Be Your Own Hero, number 15, hero. So take a few deep breaths, take a moment to really focus on the energy you want to call in to receive the guidance that you need. And I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this lovely honey calcite, then we have your reading here for you about messages from the universe. This is going to be just a very casual, random channeling of messages that have to come through. We have your pre-selected piles here for the oracles to see what the nature of your reading is going to be. And then we're going to go into the tarot to see what other messages come through. So you chose the lion-hearted lioness card. And we can see this as Leo energy for those of you who resonate with Leo. But overall, I'm seeing the heart of a warrior. I'm seeing the heart of somebody who was born to lead, born to guide people into something better. Your energy is that which empowers those around you, especially the disempowered or the, in some cases, the younger, I'm hearing. So you may be a guide for people who are younger than you, whether that's children or people who are just, again, less experienced than you, slightly younger. There is something here about your heart being important as well. You pour your heart into a lot of the guidance that you give to other people. The next card we have is Warrior Goddess, 25. And it's interesting that we have 2 very strong energies coming through. With Warrior Goddess, I'm getting the sense that you are willing to fight for the things that you believe in. You're willing to fight for things that you know are right, or for the I'm hearing fighting for the benefit of others, or for the like protecting people is what I'm seeing. Let's look at the rest of your cards. We have Let Go, Berry. We have Choose Who You Are Becoming. We have the Mystic, number 54, Emotional Intelligence, Wholeness, and Rebirth. By the way, the numbers here are 17 and 7, so number 7 could be important. We also have Deep Replenishment, Retreat, Rest, and Be Held. And then you got 3 of the Divine Feminine Oracle cards, which is crazy. Every time I was shuffling for you, you got multiple. So we've got Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. And I'm going to put that next to the Mystic. We have Saint Brigid, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. And Mirabai, the Saint of True Freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. There's a warrior spirit within you, and the way I'm being shown this is that you just are tirelessly full of love for people who feel unseen, unheard, or those who you feel just have been disempowered or not been able to be given a voice. And I've been getting this message like in small bits and pieces throughout my reading, so I'm not sure if this is for somebody who comes here very often, or if this is for somebody who is, I don't know, this energy is of becoming somebody who is willing to really hold a space and a light, I'm hearing, for people who have been in a place where they used to be. So let's say you used to come from an energy where you felt disempowered, where you felt that you had no voice, that you had no strength or no power over anything. I feel like you're going to see people who used to be just like you are, and you're going to want to do something for them. Again, this could be people younger than you, either children or just people slightly younger. I feel you becoming a guide to them. Some of you could really be teachers, therapists, or maybe even coaches, whether that's life coach or any other kind of coach. But I see you being able to hold a space for people, and I don't think you understand the value and the gravity of somebody like you being in the life of people who really just feel like they are not seen or heard. You're going to be able to really hold a light for them, and it's going to be tireless. This is somebody who like gives and gives so much of their emotion and love, and it's like never ending. It's not like, for example, there are times in certain relationships or certain friendships or even family connections where we give and give so much to people and they drain us. What I'm seeing is that you're going to become undrainable essentially, and that's pretty awesome, because I feel like we talk a lot about like energy vampires or people who drain your energy. And in this particular case, this pile, whatever you're doing, whatever it is, whatever energy you're stepping into, you're gonna become basically. I'm being shown the Tesla coil. You're gonna become your own sense of replenishment and your own sense of energy when it comes to being able to give love, guidance, and anything that comes from the heart, the soul, and spirit. It's like you're tirelessly going to be giving this. You're not going to be able to run out of it. And people will not be draining you. And if they do drain you, I feel like what I'm being shown is like a mosquito repellent. Like if they try to drain you or take more from you, they will be completely expelled out of your life, or they will be sent away. And this is without you trying, which is very interesting. This would be very great energy for somebody who is like an energy worker, light worker, somebody who's a therapist, somebody who has to deal with people on a one-on-one basis, and where it can be very easy for people to drain you. I feel like you're stepping into an energy where you're essentially learning how to have a never-ending well of energy, love, and abundance for other people. And this is rather interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this, but you might be one of the few people who learns how to do this. I do see this becoming a thing because, let's face it, a lot of people just refuse to stop being energy vampires. And I think this is like a new way of being for certain light workers, for certain people who have to deal with energies. If you don't deal with energies, or if you're not a light worker, again, I think you're learning to become a boundless source of love. And you don't do this by over giving. You do this by giving back to yourself. You do this by trusting that you know when to do this whenever you need to do this. With deep replenishment here, retreat, rest, be held, you're going to know exactly when to retreat, when to be held, when to rest. And this is just such interesting energy, because I've never seen this. Because I feel like we've been fed a little bit of a lie that, oh, people will drain you and you have to set boundaries with them. Yes, we do. Like, I'm not gonna say that that's completely false, but it's also like you can become stronger and you can become an endless source of your own replenishment here. But I do see things working out for you. It's almost like the universe is going to align certain times for you to just fall away from the rest of the world so you can only focus on yourself. It's going to come naturally. You're not going to have to force this. And I think sometimes even having to force ourselves to be in an energy of needing to replenish ourselves can be tiring as well. It's like, well, when am I going to find the time for me? That kind of mentality can be exhausting in and of itself, feeling like you're not doing enough because you're not even doing enough for yourself. We're getting rid of that mentality, and instead we're finding our own sense of well-being, especially with all this water here. It's like, again, we're filling our own cup, and our cup is going to become refillable, like automatically refillable after a while. We're not even going to have to think about it. Every time you reach for that cup, it's already going to be full. It's going to be cool. It's going to be at exactly what we need to be. With Choose Who You Are Becoming, I feel like this is a result of you having chosen either the kind of person you want to be and knowing very clearly who you want to be, or making the right decisions in the way you go about handling people, or in the way you go about keeping people that you know are good for you. Again, this is going to come very naturally. And when I say that you chose this, I mean that you make it a habit to know exactly what it is that you want. There's a feeling of decisiveness here. And again, it comes very naturally, or maybe you've already set this in motion in the past, where you've been a very decisive person. You've done the cutting of the cords, you've done the letting go of people who aren't good for you. You've done that in abundance in your past pile one. You're not going to do that anymore, because essentially, because you've already have this mentality of that, it's going to come very naturally. What's going to happen is that everybody around you is going to be exactly what you need when you need it. Everybody around you is going to pour into you as much as you pour into them, and it's going to feel very regenerative, both for you and the people around you. You're really calling in a higher vibration of people around you, or like a better quality of people is what I'm hearing. So you could be literally stepping into a new space, like a new neighborhood, job, whatever the situation is, new town, but there is a sense that there is something you're going to have to let go. And again, I feel like this isn't going to be very hard for you. This is something that you probably are already letting go of, or something you're already in the motion of leaving behind, especially if you know there's a new chapter up ahead for you and you're just in the waiting process, or if you're already doing certain things to get you there. This isn't going to be difficult, because when I'm getting the main energy I'm getting from this pile is that nothing has to be difficult. Nothing will be difficult, because you've already done the work. You've already gone through the things that are difficult. So now everything is just coming to you a lot more automatically. Not saying that you won't have to do anything there. It's just going to be very easy decisions and very natural progressions to the next part of your life, and how you handle that next part of your life. An example I'm being shown is, it's been a while since I pre-selected the cards. I shuffle these at random, and of course I don't look at them. I just shuffle the cards for my piles. And I didn't realize that the day after, which is today, that my nail was gonna break. My thumbnail literally broke in half. It's like right here, and it doesn't hurt, but like I know that if I pull it back, it will. So I'm not gonna be able to shuffle very well today. So I'm glad I pre-selected everything, even though in the past few weeks I've been doing everything very live shuffled. Like I've been live shuffling everything, but for this particular reading, I've already pre-selected it just because I felt like it. It's like this is your intuition at play here, essentially, pile one. Your intuition has been developed so well that everything that comes next is going to be very automatic. Even if you haven't developed your intuition, I think your intuition is already up there, and you're going to be in this energy of light, in this energy of independence and freedom. And again, you're going to be able to do things for others because you've already strengthened your resolve. You've already strengthened your ideals and what it is that you need to do. So it's not going to bog you down. If you're about to step into a position of leadership, wherever it is that you are, it's not going to tire you out. Believe it or not, it's not going to be anywhere near as exhausting as the previous position that wasn't leadership, or that maybe was something else. Like whatever this is, it's going to be easier for you. And the time that you need to rest is going to come to you so naturally. You're going to know when to do it. It's going to show up for you. The time is going to show up for you. You're not going to have to make time. You're not going to have to seek it. You don't have to go about looking for time. Time will come to you. Time will be made for you. Time will present itself to you. And I really love that notion, because I feel like time is something we feel that we have to control. The truth is, time will show itself for us. Time will show itself for us here. And I guess I'm including myself here because I feel this energy just a little bit, or I'm trying to claim it because I actually really, really love this energy. But essentially, with the Mystic card, emotional intelligence, wholeness, and rebirth, you are becoming... A lot of you are already very emotionally intelligent, like I'm just going to say that. But there's going to be like a connection between this and the way you handle your life. It's all going to click together, and it's going to feel just right. Like there's something about you ascending to the love that you've already put out into the world. And because of this, like time, freedom, and the willingness to lead is going to show itself up for you. Things are showing up for you, pile one. And you don't have to really try too hard for this. You don't have to go about seeking it. Yes, you may have to do things here and there, like meditate, but I think a lot of that stuff you're already doing. You're just going to add that one little thing to the routine you already do, and it's not going to feel like you're going out of your way for this. Things will just show up for you, including time, including freedom, including this energy that you always feel is escaping you or being drained out of you. People will not be able to drain you. What's interesting is that, I don't know what this bug is, but it kind of looks like a mosquito. It kind of looks like a mosquito. I'm not sure if that's what it is. I would look at the book, but I'm being told to move on to the tarot because there's something else that wants to come through for you. Let's just pretend it's a mosquito. We're getting rid of those. I say this as somebody who, but mosquitoes don't bite me. I know that sounds weird. I don't know if it's because of my blood type or if there's something else wrong with me. I've never questioned it. I just know that mosquitoes no longer bite me. They used to. But I feel like that's how it's going to be. You're going to be like the one person at a cookout or something whom mosquitoes do not bite, even though they bite everybody else. And people are going to wonder, like, what's up with you? And you're going to be like, I don't know. You will not be able to be drained here, pile 1. So we're going to use the Star Child Tarot here. And again, if I shuffle weird, it's because my nail is broken and I don't want to damage it. So for my pile 1, I'm just gonna pull some cards and then clarify them with the same deck. These are messages from the universe. It's letting you know what's coming up. All right, this one wanted to come through. We have the Star, Hope. We have Transformation. This is a death card in this deck. We have the 10 of Wands, struggles, burdens, and everything that you've been carrying. And the Ace of Cups. I really do love this energy because, like I said, it's like you have a cup that is going to be refillable. The 10 of Wands is those struggles, those burdens. It's like you're releasing them. The transformation is in how you handle them. The Star is this hope. I feel like for a lot of you, this is something that you had put out into the universe that you wish you had all the energy in the world. And I think the universe is actually going to show you how to do this, believe it or not. It's a very interesting skill, and I'm not exactly sure what this is for. It could be for one particular thing, like maybe you just really want a lot of energy to be able to, for example, take care of your children. And I've heard somewhere, like there are studies that moms do tend to have more energy than the average person. Not sure if that's biologically because that you're just given more energy because you know you have kids, or if it's something more mental or emotional, like that mom gene. Take that only if it resonates. I'm using that as an example. And I'm not guaranteeing that this is what's going to happen. Not saying that you'll never be tired, pile 1. Like, you're still human. You're still going to need to eat, sleep, rest like everybody else. But there's going to be a boundless energy to you that is coming through in the near future is what I'm hearing. Let's go ahead and clarify these. We have the 9 of Pentacles. For a lot of you, you're going to be manifesting exactly what it is that you wanted. I feel like it's mostly going to be materially or monetary. And in some cases, some of you could be getting like a wish fulfillment for something physical that you've always wanted, whether it's a home, a house, well, a home, a house are the same thing, a car, maybe something physical. It's going to be something you can touch or experience. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles, something you've been working really hard on. I feel like for you, this transformation has been long coming. It's been like a very heavy and long work in progress, and you're finally going to start to see the results of this, or you're finally going to start seeing the culmination of all of this come together in the near future. Like, you really put in the work. I've said that before in the oracles, so don't think this is coming out of nowhere. This is something you deserve, pile 1. Let's clarify the 10 of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords. So I'm hearing work smarter, not harder. So maybe some of you are learning a new way of working or doing something that is going to just change and shift your life forever because it's going to be so much easier. It's like, for example, maybe you're using technology to just make your life better when you've been so resistant to it. Just take it how it resonates. I was going to say something about AI, but I don't want to. Just in case some of you are really not on board with it, which I don't blame you. But for some of you, you could be using some sort of technology to make your life easier, and you were either resistant to it, or it was not available to you, or it was not in the budget. Let's go ahead and get the last clarifications for the Ace of Cups. You have the 4 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. I'm being told to read the Ace of Cups a little differently. So like I said, for some of you, you're learning how to inspire people. And you're learning how to give back to them. And there's 2 ways of seeing this. Either you really guide them with the 2 of Wands here in what direction to go. It's like if they're at a crossroads, you tell them what each road represents, what it could do for them, and you allow them to make their own decisions. So your guidance isn't one where you have to, it's not one where like my way or the highway. It's not that. It's not even like if you do, it's kind of like you give people the options of what they can do, and you allow them to think for themselves. You allow them to choose their own adventure, essentially, as opposed to telling them that there's only one right way to do something. You're presenting options to them, and in presenting them options, you present yourself options too. I feel like you understand that life is all a game of decisions sometimes, and you have to give this to people. But I think they find it comforting that you understand this. It's like giving people the room and the allowance to mess up should they need to, and still being there for them as a guide, as a friend, as family, whatever the case is here. With the Four of Wands, though, I do see people wanting to be around you more, because the Four of Wands is like a celebration card. So it wouldn't surprise me if you become a lot more social or a lot more outgoing, or if you just become like somebody that people want to be around at all costs or all the time. Like, I see you being invited over and over to certain places, or people want you to be like a constant, like they want you to be part of the friend group, or they want to keep inviting you to something here. There is a possibility that you may meet somebody through this group, and maybe these people keep wanting to bring you around. So it could be a friend, it could even be a lover if you have somebody new in your life who is this way, or it could be somebody that you network with. I see you becoming socially valuable for this very reason. And I think you're going to find the energy for this as well. If you're like, okay, so I'm of the generation where I'm now in my 30s and I don't want to go out past like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. anymore. But what I'm seeing, especially if you're of this generation, that you're suddenly going to have the energy to want to be around people, to want to socialize, to want to party. It's like life is so short, and yes, we need our rest, but we deserve to go out partying a few times a night, a few times a week, you know, because life isn't just meant to get up, work, and go to sleep. We're meant to live life by being around people that we love and that love us, being around experiences that we want to have. It's like you're learning to balance life with work or the corporate world or something like that. You're learning to balance. It's not even balance. It's like you're bringing more life into your life. You're bringing more joy, more celebration, more friendships, more love into your life. That's why the Ace of Cups is showing up here. It's like a renewal in the sense of belonging to a community. After all, Pluto did go into Aquarius. I think we're going to relearn how to have friendships and how to have fun and how to experience life in a way that it's meant to be experienced. I could also just be saying that because I have North Node in Aquarius, so I'm really loving this energy. But for a lot of us, it's kind of like, if all we do is get up, go to work, do our responsibilities, and go to sleep, we're being robbed of the things that are meant to really spice up life and give it joy, give it love, give it the color, the flavor, everything that is meant to be. I see this in other cultures. Some people really prioritize having a personal life so that they can see their friends, family, so that they can do all the things that they want to do, vacation, go to nice places, go see and experience things. And at least where I live in the US, that's not really too much of a thing. Or if it is, we kind of wonder how people do it sometimes because we're overworked. But I see you really choosing this beautiful life. Like, you're choosing your friends, you're choosing your family, you are choosing the things that are a life, essentially, that truly are not just work, not just bills, not just responsibilities. You're choosing everything else that comes along with it, the things that make you happy. With the Star and the Nine of Crystals, or the Nine of Pentacles, like I said, it's a wish fulfillment. Maybe you've been wishing for more time to have fun, more time to experience the joy and love that is meant to go around between you and all the people around you. And this transformation could be you understanding that you have to be somebody who really gives a little bit of themselves to everybody so that they can give themselves to you. I see there being very strong friendship bonds here, or if not friendship, then it's like you're learning to I don't want to say network because that sounds very professional. You're learning how to socialize. And maybe some of you don't like that word either because maybe you're not very social. But what I'm seeing is that you're learning how to enjoy people, how to see the good in people, and how they see the good in you. It's all very reciprocal energy though. And we're letting go of the notion that we always have to be bogged down by structure, by insecurities, by for some reason struggles are coming through. It's like, or responsibilities as well. Like, we're not meant to always be struggling. We're meant to have fun. We're meant to release this energy of always having to be busy or needing to accomplish something. We can just exist to exist, and it can be the most amazing thing ever. And I really do see this for you, Pile. one. I feel like your life is about to get so much more beautiful, so much more juicier. I see you like going on vacations, going to parties and enjoying yourself, having the time of your life in whatever way that is that you want. For some of you, I'm seeing dancing, but dancing comes through a lot in my readings. I think because I'm a natural dancer. Just take that if it resonates. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the person you become is a little bit different from the person you used to be. You're going to be happier, you're going to be glowier, and you're even going to look younger in some cases, because when you smile, have joy, and have fun, you really do have a much more fulfilling life. And I see you embracing this. This is very beautiful energy, pile one, and I really do love this for you. I would claim it. If you don't believe this is you, I promise you this is out there in your energetic field for you. You just have to claim it, because it's all going to be very transformative as well. Energies coming through. I already mentioned Aquarius. We also have Scorpio. And that's it. A lot of earth energy and a lot of fire energy as well. So it could be a combination of earth and fire, which I always like, because this is excitement. Maybe some of you need excitement, because I'm having a hard time saying that word. But it's also stability. It's like a steady feeling of excitement, like excitement in a very responsible way, if you will. I kind of like that energy. But let's move on to some closing advice for you, my beautiful pile one. We have let's start with the let go deck, because I already mentioned that we're letting go of something here. For my pile one. Okay, that's a lot. I guess we're letting go of a lot. I'm just going to get one or two cards. Okay, pile one. This is the second time I've dropped all the cards. So I'm just going to cut okay, one came out. And then I'm going to cut the deck and choose that other card. So this one. I guess I'm just not going to shuffle it. We have this girl. A river of love flows through you when you let go. Yeah, it's kind of like when you let go of certain notions that are holding you back, love is just going to flow through. And then this one, which is this card. You will climb that mountain and then the next, which will bring great joy. For some of you, you feel that you have to overcome something in order to deserve something. And I'm being told that this is not true. You can deserve something just for existing. You can deserve something just because you deserve, there's no need. You don't need to earn love. You don't need to earn joy. It is right there for you to take whenever you want. It's like, could you imagine telling a little child that they have to earn certain things? Well, I guess that is part of growing up, but like the way a child just finds joy in the smallest, simplest things, that's what I'm being shown. And you don't have to earn that. Like, kids will be happy and cheerful and carefree without reason. And this is what I'm being shown, that you don't have to earn that reason to be carefree or fun and joyous. You can just accept it. You can accept joy, love, and all that amazing, beautiful stuff into your life without having earned it. You don't have to earn it. It's there for you. You're allowed to feel it at any time that you want. It's not something you earn. You can allow this to flow through you freely whenever you want. I'm not saying that it's going to be there all the time, of course. We do have emotions and we do have things to process, but you can choose it every single day, even when it doesn't make sense to, even if you're just in a neutral mood. Why not bump that up to joy or love or cheerfulness? Let's go ahead and I'm not talking about toxic positivity either, pile one. I'm just saying that you don't need to earn love and joy. It's already there for you. And if you want it, you can have it. Let's go ahead and get Forest Friends cards. So for my pile one, we have this owl. White owl, insight. Perceptive and intuitive, you penetrate beyond the surface. Trust your instinct. You are somebody who is really able to see through a lot. And I feel like when you have this ability, it's easy to become either cynical or just distrustful, because you see through the fake barriers that people put up and you see them to their truest core. And it's not always the best. But what I'm being told is that don't allow this to bring you down, because sometimes there are reasons as to why people have to have these barriers or why they do this. What I'm being told is that you just have to accept that that's how they are, as long as they're not hurting anybody, of course, and let them be on their own journey. Like, yes, they may be suffering. Yes, they may be choosing the wrong path, but you have to let them walk their own path, because that's theirs and yours is yours. Even if it's somebody that's close to you, even if it's somebody you love. But you are very insightful. which is both a blessing and a curse, but more so a blessing. More so a blessing for you, pile 1. We also have this blackbird. Discovery, look at your world with fresh eyes, notice and enjoy the little things. Wasn't I just talking about that, how little kids love to just enjoy very simple things? I think you're going to step into that energy of finding the beauty, the joy, and even the funny parts of little things. It's kind of like laughing at all the little things, which sometimes I enjoy doing. Like I'll just laugh at random little things that happen, or coincidences even. I'm being told to get one more. This one, which is a moth, I think. Embrace change. If you let yourself be guided by the light, you can reach your highest self. Some of you might have a little bit of resistance when it comes to seeing your own light or embracing like a more spiritual path. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody goes through this in their own time, in their own way. I know because I had to go through mine in my own time, in my own way, and I've seen everybody go through it, how they have to. But this is kind of just a reminder that it's there for you. Reach out and it will be there for you. Embrace the light because the light will embrace you. Let's go ahead and get your last cards, which is the Guardian Angel card for my pile 1. I'm just going to cut the deck and not shuffle because these are hard to shuffle. They're heart-shaped. We have action. Drop all fear and just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is positive confirmation from God and the angels that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. Even if you don't believe in God and angels, this is still a call for you to do the things that you've always wanted to do. And I feel like you're at the very least going to try and find comfort and joy in trying this. I'm being told to get another card. Let me choose this one. Patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust you are eternally loved and guided. It's funny because I did mention earlier that some of you might be in a transition phase where you know you're about to move on to something else. And maybe you're getting a little impatient with that notion. Maybe you're just wishing everything would move along very quickly or you would just get on with it. But I'm being told that this moment of transition, these small little hindrances to get there are actually meant to help you really savor the moment or to prepare you for the next step, because you will not always be in the energy you are currently in, pile 1. So be patient. Everything, it's all divine pacing. It's all divine timing. Everything will come to you when you need it. Just trust and patience a little bit. But this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I still have personal readings open if you would like any. My email will be in the description below. And I think I have a post somewhere on my channel to let you know how much everything is. But regardless, I am sending you so much love. Take care. Hello there, my beautiful pile 2. If you chose the garnierite stone and the Madonna of Roses card, then we have a reading here for you about just messages from the universe, what you need to hear right now, what you may need some guidance on. We're doing this very free form. They're my favorite types of readings because I just like anything that comes through in these. So the word I was getting for you when I was tapping into your energy is clarity. So there's something here about gaining clarity on either the way you are viewing things, or maybe you're just not seeing certain things clearly. And this isn't to say that you're not seeing things correctly. It's more like you might be putting a lot more energy or a much more pessimistic tone onto something than you realize. I'm also thinking of seeing through rose-colored glasses because we do have the Madonna of Roses card here for you. And at the top of this card, it says Heart of a Warrior. But there's something here about seeing things as they are and clarity coming through for you. It's almost like you're, why am I noting this? Like your ears are popping and you're able to hear more clearly, or maybe you're clearing out your eyes when they've been a little blurry, or even like your third eye just popping open to see something a lot more sincerely is what I'm hearing than you typically do. And that's not to say that you're right or wrong about something. It's not to say that you are being delusional here. I do have a reading about that, I think, coming up. But this is something about seeing things with new clarity. Let's go ahead and look at your pre-selected oracle cards to give us a view of what the messages that are coming through are going to be. I also have to apologize for my thumb. I broke my nail and it's like halfway through, and it was getting a little worse. So I had to put a little band-aid on it. So if that's distracting, I'm sorry, but my poor nail. Hopefully it doesn't affect my shuffling too much. So for you, we have, okay, this one wanted to come out first. Move beyond intention to belief. For some of you, you're not really believing that you can do certain things, and it's kind of like you're putting the intention out there, you're trying to manifest it, and that's great and all, but the next step is actually believing this. And you know what's interesting, I was actually getting that this morning where I was trying to manifest something, and I can manifest it all I want. If I don't believe that I deserve it, or if I don't believe that I have it, it's never going to come through. And I think that's the same case for you, pile 2. You can manifest, write it out, mood board it, all you want, or dream board it, whatever it's called. Envision it, but you have to have that belief within your heart. And I know that's easier said than done. Let's see what guidance is going to come through to get to that point. This is number 5 here for those of you who pay attention to numbers. And we also have the Madonna of Roses card that you chose, Heart of a Warrior, 43. We have Earth Goddess, Who You Are, 44. We also have You Are What You Think, which is interesting because I feel like that goes next to this card, because it's kind of like, what's it called? Believing that you're already what it is that you want to be, or already having that it is what you want. Talking about the present tense is going to be much more important here. This is number 20. So for some of you, when you start manifesting or writing down things or even saying them out loud, say it as if you already have it. And I've done this unintentionally, believe it or not. I feel like there have been times when I just talk as if I already have a specific role or a specific job, or if like in certain situations, like even if it's with somebody else, for those of you who are, I guess, talking about relationships or something, talking as like both you and your person agreeing to speak as if something is already concrete and or like it's already happening. I've done this with people. We both done it unintentionally. It would just be something small where we would point out, it's like, you realize we're talking about the present tense as if we're already doing this. And it would just be like a beautiful little thing about manifesting together. Let's get the rest of your cards before I move on. We have the Alchemist, which is perfect because alchemy makes me think of manifestation. It also makes me think of the Magician in tarot. I'm just censoring that. This is Scorpio energy. There's an intensity that has to go with whatever it is that you want. And I'm not saying that you have to try harder. I'm just saying you have to really fully immerse yourself in it. The card is number 50, Metamorphosis, Depth, and Endurance. So there's something about this particular thing lasting a long time, but also it's going to be transformational in the way that either you obtain it or in the way that you go about understanding how to obtain this. It's almost like you're going to see a new way of being able to call in the things that you want, and it's going to shift your perspective. And I feel like this is going to change the way you go about getting everything in life. This is something you're going to learn, and it's got something to do, whatever it is that you're calling in pile 2, it's transformational. It's transformational. For example, if you're calling in a particular career, a particular job, a particular type of income, it's going to change the way you view things, and you're going to be able to manifest other things in the same manner. Let's get the rest of your cards. We have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. I love that. Your guidance is divinely guided. But it makes me think of Akashic records for those of you who work with them. Mostly, it's kind of like whatever it is that you're calling in, you had already pre-planned before you incarnated into this life that you were going to get that anyway. So if that particular knowledge helps you believe that it's going to be that much closer to you, that you're going to definitely obtain it, I feel like you can go with that. It's like it's already been written in the stars, in your code, in your book before you were born. So of course it's there. It's already in there. You just have to look for that chapter and maybe bypass some pages in order to get there. Maybe some of you don't like that analogy. Like, I've always been that person where if I want to skip a few chapters in a nonfiction book, I will. Like if it's a reference book and I need to get to a very particular subject, I will just go to that and if I need to go back to other chapters, I will. That's what this is making me think of. You can bypass certain chapters of your pre-written destiny to get to something that you need if you need it sooner. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And maybe that's a mentality you need to let go of, that you have to follow things in a consecutive order, when the truth is you can follow things in whatever order you need. It's like, for example, those couples who have children before they get married. I don't think they would switch that around if they had to, or I don't think there's any regrets there. Like, sometimes they needed that kid to help them grow up or to help them realign their goals to get something. This is an example, of course. I'm not saying this is what you are. I'm just providing this as an example of how sometimes doing things out of order can actually help you out here. The next card we have is Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. So quite literally, you could be taking up dancing as a way of allowing yourself to flow in a much more freeing manner. But what I'm also seeing is that there's going to be a shift in your energy because you start taking or doing something very specific. And I feel like that's going to really change your vibe, and it's going to allow certain things to come in. What I'm being shown is maybe some of you are learning to have more fun, or you're learning to let go of certain things. And this specific habit or this specific thing that you do, whether it's routine or maybe just once in a while, it's going to allow certain things to happen. It's going to make room for the manifestation or the things that you want in life to come through. It's like, for example, if you decide to go to more parties and have fun, you're going to stop thinking or worrying about whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, and it's going to allow to come through. And maybe even through that very particular party, you might meet people who help you out with that. Or let's say you travel. This happens to me a lot when I travel. When I travel, things just come through like so quickly, because when I'm focusing on something else, it allows the universe to work out the manifestation I had already set before me. For example, this was very recent. I had manifested out to the universe, can I just please have a change of pace at work, because work is like literally just draining me. So I went on vacation, I came back, and then within a week or two after I came back, I was transported to a different section, a different department within my job, and it was so much more liberating. I literally felt like I was in that vacation mode a little bit more for specific reasons. I can't go too much into it, or I don't want to go into much into it, but it definitely shifted the way I saw my job, the way I realized that the energy I was previously in was so not me anymore, and the new energy I was in was very different. So if you can't go on a vacation, or if you can't do this, I feel like you just have to bring a new energy in. You have to go out of your way to do something specific. Maybe it's taking up a certain hobby or doing something different, like maybe going for a walk every day. I know that really helps transform people. Everybody who goes on walks says that it is so therapeutic, and of course healthy, because they're getting their physical exercise in. And it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. You could just go for a walk around your neighborhood, or go for a walk at the mall or something. I know people who go walking in malls. I don't know why that specific thing was coming through. Maybe just find somewhere nice to walk in, and that will shift your perspective, because all the things you're picking up subconsciously when you do these things is really going to shift this. I remember before I got into a serious relationship many years ago, I started taking up rock climbing. I didn't stick with the rock climbing. I wish I had. It was too much on my hands. But I called in a very new type of person, and this type of person was so radically different. It called in like a much more stable type of relationship that I wasn't used to. So I'm glad that I took it up for however long. I think it was like 1 or 2 days. It literally did not last, but it called in somebody new. And if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't focused so much on my body, on this new task, on like all the random things, I feel like it would never have let my mind do that other stuff. Like, it's like one of those things where the less you focus on, the more you allow it to come in. This is what this is making me think of. And then the last card, Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. For a lot of you, you are learning to tap into both your 3D and 5D selves coming together. You're learning to tap into the spiritual and the body here. And I feel like sometimes there's a disconnect, or you're not realizing that sometimes the body holds on to something that either spiritually or even mentally we need to release. What I'm being shown is how things like yoga will allow us to release things in our spirit and in our minds. This is why yoga is so beneficial to the human mind. Like, everybody who does it like will admit to some extent that it helps alleviate depression, anxiety, or any kind of mental illness here. This is not me giving professional advice. I do have to say that for legal reasons, of course. But I know most people who take it up know that it is a sense of well-being. And I'm not saying you have to take up yoga for this particular thing. I'm just saying that when you attend to your body, the mind and spirit will follow through. And vice versa, when you attend to your spirit, your body will follow through as well. I think that's why I was given a little bit of a broken nail, so that I would remind myself that my mind and spirit can also heal my body. I was giving it a little Reiki this morning, so I guess we'll follow that journey within this particular reading, because in the first pile I explained what happened, and in this one I'm actually putting a band-aid on it. What else is coming through for my pile two? This is all about manifestation for sure. This is all about the things you are trying to call in. This is about the things you are doing. And if you don't see any results, again, it's because you're doing the things that you need to do. You're setting the intention, you're writing it out, you're envisioning it, you're seeing it, you might be meditating about it, but you are holding on to it so strongly that you need to let it go just a little bit so that you can let that thing cook. Let it cook so that it can actually come through and be ready for you. You don't have to do the cooking, it has to cook itself. I don't know why I had to say it that way. Earth Goddess lets me know that you do have to focus more on, if not your physical body, because I was talking a lot about that within this reading, then your groundedness. For some of you, you're not being grounded in reality enough, or you're not focusing on your human body enough. There's something about your 3D self that you are either ignoring or just overlooking. And with Madonna of Roses, I'm actually going to read for the book for this, because I keep thinking of like Madonna, the singer Madonna. But I know Madonna means my lady. So let me go ahead and find that book for you. This is the Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle, and it's a new deck for me. I've been wanting it forever. But now that I have it, it's like I kind of don't know what to do with it. Like, I've been trying to connect with it. And maybe some of you are also having to deal with that. Like, once you do get your manifestation, what do? Are you ready for that? Will you know how to handle it? Will you know how to take care of it and know that you deserve it? Because if you get something and in your heart you feel you don't deserve it, it's going to leave, or you're going to lose it. So that might be something you have to work through as well, pile two. But for the Madonna of Roses, we have there is a way, sorry, let me put it here in case you want to read it with me. There is a way to be fierce that doesn't betray the kindness of your heart. When you know that to enable someone to behave badly towards you doesn't help them or you don't need to subject yourself to unnecessary guilt for taking care of yourself, or fear that you aren't being compassionate. You are teaching yourself and others the truth that love is based in respect, and that trying to take what doesn't belong to you through any form of aggression or manipulation, seduction, or persuasion is neither loving nor respectful. Thorns are sharp because they need to be. They don't diminish the beauty of the rose, they protect it. Spiritual guidance. I'm not seeing anything, but there is something here about self-respect and setting boundaries for sure. For some of you, you might have this belief that if you call in something to yourself, you're just meant to either give it away or to have people take it from you, which I know is very specific. It's like, let's say you call in like a higher salary, or you want to make a certain amount of money. There's a belief here that you're going to have to be forced to give it away to somebody, or that you won't be able to keep it because you have to keep somebody happy or somebody maintained. Like, you have to take care of somebody here. And if you're a parent and you're trying to make more money just so you can, make a future for your kids, I don't think that's what this is talking about. If anything, it could be asking you to shift your perspective that because you have kids, you deserve more money, so it's going to come in whether you like it or not. I feel like there has to be a shift in that perspective, because I've seen this where parents have children and suddenly they make a lot more money because they understand that it has to come in. Like, it's not even their choice, it just has to come in. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who, let's say you have a partner and you want to make more money, but then you know that half of that money is going to end up going to your partner because either they just don't make as much money, or I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but let's just say that's the case. That itself could be getting in your way. So what I'm seeing is that you have to actually aim for higher. Like, whatever salary it is that you want, double it in your manifestation so that you can take care of that person. And in some cases, maybe this person, if this is somebody you're not really committed to, or that you're not 100% in, it could be that you have to let them go in order to bring in more abundance. I've done this before. I've let go of certain partners that weren't great for me, that I was not vibing with, and suddenly I made like Well, one, I was giving multiple job offers literally within the same week. Two, there was one where suddenly all my bills were like cut in more, like less than half, because the person I was living with was taking up so much of everything. Like they jacked the AC all the way up. They would take up a lot of water. They would just, whatever it is that they were doing, they were running my bills so high that once they left, it was like less than half of what those bills were. So not only was I keeping more of my money because they left, I was just, they were an expense that I didn't realize was there because I didn't realize how much they were taking up. I guess it all depends on your situation. For some of you, this is somebody else involved. And it could also be a parent that maybe you feel obliged to give money to that you don't really have to be giving money to. I see that a lot in my culture because I'm Mexican, or anybody who has like immigrant background, where people feel the need to send money back to whatever country that they are from. And it's like, well, how much money exactly do they need? Because I've seen people abuse that system. Like I've seen people who are receiving that money take it and not do anything with it. So is it wise to keep doing that, or is it wiser for you to keep it and then give it to them when you know they need it? This is a very specific message. I know it's not for everybody, so do with that what you will. But for some of you, it's actually the people around you getting in the way of your manifestation, especially if it has to do with finances. It could also, of course, be due to a house or a car or something, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, or even your job. If you're trying to get a job somewhere, but the person you are with doesn't want to move there or doesn't believe in whatever it is that you're doing, that could also get in the way. My channel flourished as soon as I left behind some people that weren't 100% on board with what it is that I do. So I'm not surprised. Like even my quality of videos and my quality of channeling became better as soon as they left. I know that is weird and I don't like to blame them, but I understood that their energy was in some way, shape, or form affecting the way I was channeling, the way I was doing certain things. It's like if you keep somebody around who doesn't really believe in you, like they're gonna affect the way you call in things. So for some of you, you may need to be letting go. It could also be friends. I feel like the person you're supposed to let go of here, if there is somebody that you need to let go of, is somebody that wasn't really great for you to begin with. It's not purely due to this manifestation you're trying to call in. It could be other factors. So you will know who this person is because they probably drain you. You probably already get into arguments with them. You probably just know that you two don't vibe. But this is only if this is calling you. I feel like for a lot of you, you will know. For some of you, it might just be friends that are casual, and if you separate from them or if you fall away from them, it's not going to be a big deal. But there is something here about seeing things clearly, and it could have to do with either the way you are approaching it and or the people around you. And also, for some of you, if you take better care of your body, this will come through. If you take better care of your body, certain things will come through, and it's very plain cut. Like maybe eating a little healthier, doing a little bit more exercise, or just resting when you need to rest. That may also help. So I hope this is helpful. If this sounds like your situation, or if you want to dive more deeply into this, let's go ahead and go on to the tarot so that we can channel more guidance from spirit about this specific thing. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, Pile 2. It's always fun doing these readings because I love just the random things that come through. Like I wasn't expecting to do a reading about manifestation today, but I'm glad I am because I'm trying to manifest certain things as well. So for my pile 2s, I'm just going to pick 4 cards and then I'm going to clarify them with the same deck. And again, I apologize for my crappy shuffling due to this poor little thumb. But what I've noticed is that regardless of how I shuffle, the messages come through. The cards that I need will come through. If you're a tarot reader, if you know how cards work, sometimes they have a mind of their own. Like I've never been the best shuffler, but I always get exactly the messages and cards that I need. So we have the 10 of Wands. This came out in pile 1 as well, but I feel like this is going to be different because here we're talking about manifestation. So for some of you, you've been going about the hard way of manifesting is what I'm hearing. Spirit is calling you out a little bit. You've been making this a lot harder than it needs to be, is what I'm hearing. We also have Strength, learning to tame that which is preventing you from accomplishing this, or learning to tame your demons. And in some case, even finding the courage to follow through with certain things that you've set out for yourself. So let's say you do have a list of like manifestations or some to-do things. It's great that you've written it out. It's great that you put it out there. What are you doing to actually accomplish it is what I'm hearing. And maybe you are doing certain things, but it's like Let's get more cards. Let's get more cards. Again, you're going the hard way about this. We have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, a fresh perspective, a new idea that is meant to change the way you manifest. For some of you, I'm just hearing the less you focus on the manifestation, the easier it's going to come in. But you still have to take small steps to get there. And the Queen of Swords, some of you are going to be really good at intuitively divining the small steps to your manifestations. It's like every day you're going to do one little thing to get you closer to it. And it's not going to feel difficult. It's not going to feel like a chore. It's not even going to feel like it bogs you down. It's going to come very naturally to you. It's almost like you think it and it happens. I'm hearing Ariana Grande's, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Which I love that song specifically for that reason. I listen to it whenever I want to manifest something. And let's see, let's clarify the 10 of Wands with the 2 of Cups. Like I said, for some of you, there is somebody involved here that is preventing you from really getting what it is that you want, whatever this may be. Another example I'm being shown is like, if you want your future partner to come in, somebody that you want to commit to, somebody that you want to marry, settle down with, and have children with, etc., and you keep being stuck in certain situationships, how are you expecting that person to come through? Because for a lot of you, this situationship is not going to evolve into that. Or maybe there's already been like a talk with a current partner that you know that they don't want that. So how do you expect that to come through? That's only going to be for some of you, but I feel like you had to hear that. Let's clarify strength. We have the Knight of Swords. Lots of swords energy letting me know that this is, again, clarity, mental clarity. Some of you have to really clear out your mind. I'm hearing defragmenting, whatever that means. When it comes to your own mind, it's all, I don't like to say things like it's all in your head, but I really do feel that there has to be a shift in the way you think, or maybe thinking in a way that you're not used to, that is going to help call this in. Maybe surrounding yourselves with air signs or people with like air sign energy is going to help you out a lot as well. We have the 6 of Wands, victory. So once you have the shift in perspective, things are going to come to you a lot easier, or at the very least, you're going to be in a mindset of being able to achieve this. And it's going to feel good, because I was talking about this in a different, I don't know if it was a personal reading or a reading that I did on YouTube. But the 6 of Wands is a victory, but what nobody tells you about this victory is that it's a long-earned victory. This is a victory that you've really put your blood, sweat, and tears into. This is something that you've worked hard for. After all, you don't win a battle without having fought a few fights. You know, you don't really obtain anything without having put some effort into it. And again, I'm not saying that you're not putting any effort. I just think the effort you're putting in might be either like the wrong type of energy or like the harder way of doing it than it has to be. So for some of you, you really have to soften up and allow, it's working smarter, not harder, essentially. Like you have to find a new way of doing this. And how this will happen, I'm hearing you will find out shortly after this reading, whether it's within a few hours or a few days. But there's going to be a huge clearing of the mind, a huge clearing of the third eye in some cases for some of you who have had blockages there that you weren't even aware of. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords. And I say third eye because I like this card. She's got all these eyes here. It's like if every chakra had a third eye, it's seeing through everything. The Queen of Swords sees through everything, including her own BS. For some of you, you might be having to acknowledge that you are in your own way sometimes. We have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, there is a mentality you have that is getting in your way. You're holding on to a past emotion or a past belief that you can't really do something here. Back of the deck is the 2 of Swords. We are cutting through that. Usually 2 of Swords is like it's a lack of communication, but in this case I'm being told it's you realizing that you are in your own way mentally of achieving certain things. There's a mentality here that needs to shift, and it will shift and it will be victorious. And where it begins is, again, letting go of certain situations that are bogging you down. This could be coworkers, this could be friends, this could be, like I said, lovers, if this is the case. It's not going to be for everybody. And it could even be family. For example, maybe you are like, And I've been seeing this a lot. I don't know why it's been showing up on my feeds lately, but like if you're the oldest sibling or if you're the only sibling with a job and you hang out with your siblings, you end up being like the one who pays for everything. That could be the case, maybe. And I'm not saying you have to cut off your siblings, but you might have to hold them accountable to paying for their own things. Just because you make all the money doesn't mean that you have to pay for everything. Same thing with friends. I see this a lot with friends. Just because you're the highest earner in your friend group doesn't mean you have to pay for everything. If you want to, that's great. But when you're being forced to, or if you feel obliged to, or if you feel that you don't have friends unless you pay for everything, then it's time to let them go, or it's time to set a boundary here. Because again, people are getting in the way of you manifesting something, or if people take up more than they really need to. Like if you go out with friends and they order like all the expensive stuff and you don't, or you're not used to that. Again, this is something that you may need to set a boundary with and or let go depending on the situation. Another way this could be seen is that the mentality of the people around you is what is keeping you down. So let's say you are surrounded by people or even coworkers who have a very particular mentality that is holding you back. I'm going to use an example of my own. Like I used to be surrounded with coworkers with a very financially small-minded mentality. Like they thought that everything I'm trying, like I don't want to be judgy because I know people are allowed to do whatever they want with their money and their finances, but I would have coworkers who would spend like the majority of their paycheck gambling. And I'm like, that's not a great healthy mindset to have. And even though I myself don't have that mentality, I don't gamble and I surely don't use most of my paycheck for something like that. It like that mentality, because it was around me all the time, like for half of my week, it would bog me down and it would get me in a very poor mindset, and I didn't like it. And as soon as I left that, like things got so much better, and my mentality became that of somebody who was able to retain their money a little bit more. It wasn't the biggest thing, but it definitely was noticeable as soon as I was out of that. As soon as I got rid of, well, not got rid because I didn't get rid of them, but as soon as I left those coworkers, how much my money mindset was going to shift into something better, because then I was being surrounded by people who had a very different mentality. I had to clear my throat as soon as I said that. So maybe some of you are dealing with people who have like a very financially small mindset. And it doesn't have to be finances. I just feel like money is easy to talk about because everyone can relate to it. Another way of seeing this, if you're trying to call in love and you're being surrounded by people who just want to stay perpetually single or have like a casual dating life, but you want somebody to commit to, it would benefit you to maybe not hang out with people like that as much, or maybe limit your time with them and hang around people who are in happy relationships, who are committed, who are married, which is very interesting. I guess it depends on where you are in life and what it is that you want. But again, look at the friends around you, and are they supporting your same ideals, your same beliefs, or even the things you're trying to manifest? When I was younger, like way back in high school, my parents were never well, I don't know where my family was financially, but the friends that I had definitely were much worse than me, is what I remember. This is in high school, so this was many years ago. And they themselves would say very judgmental things about my parents' wealth. Like clearly it wasn't mine, because at 15 you're not making your own money. You're just you're just whatever it is that your parents are, that's what you happen to be, because that's who's providing for you. But these kids, these people were like judging me because I would have new clothes or I would go on certain trips. When you're Mexican, going to Mexico is not very expensive, by the way. But they would criticize me for going on certain trips. It was just all kinds of very odd mentalities. And honestly, these are things they shouldn't have been saying to me, because again, at 15, 16, you're not really in control of your finances. You're just like surrounded by what you're surrounded by. But they would be very judgy towards me, and I picked up very like I would feel guilty about whatever wealth I had, even though it wasn't much, just because it happened to be more than them. But at the same time, they just grew up that way, so it was always very odd. Shifting the mentality you have by shifting the people around you will help you out here, pile 2. With strength and the Knight of Swords, you are taming the way you speak to yourself about certain things. The Knight of Swords here is the words you tell yourself, as well as the words you tell others. Again, it's not necessarily faking it to make it, but it's more like put it out in the universe, say it out loud, maybe a few times a day, that you have exactly what it is you want. If you're trying to manifest a home for yourself, say it out loud. Be like, I'm very happy for my home. I'm very happy for my space. Or if you're trying to manifest a particular job, say, I'm very happy that I have the skills to have this job. I'm very happy that I am living the kind of life I want, whatever it is. For you in particular, words are going to be very, very pivotal in this manifestation and in this journey of your life. But yeah, and it's kind of funny. I kind of read this backwards. I read these 4 cards first and then these 4. So again, don't be afraid of going out of order when it comes to the things you want. Maybe for some of you, you're going to get your job before you get your salary. And for some of you, you're going to get your salary before you get your job, whatever the case may be. Don't be afraid of going out of order because that's how it's meant to be. 10 of Swords, yeah. There is this victim mentality that even if you don't actively have it, it might be very rooted subconsciously within you, and maybe you only see it in like times of desperation or in times of need. Whenever something really bad happens is the one time you see a glimpse of that victim mentality, that maybe you don't actively acknowledge it or you're not actually this way. It could also be a subconscious belief you may have picked up from somebody. So again, there's a need to clear this particular energy to be able to understand that that victim mentality isn't even yours. You may have picked this up from friends, you may have picked this up from family, whoever it is not yours. So it is time to release that energy and acknowledge that that is not you, that the you are is somebody new and different, and that you claim this absolute energy of being in total control and in total deservance of whatever it is that you want in this lifetime. Pile 2. Very beautiful stuff and very insightful. I feel like this is going to be a pile I go back to rewatch just because the stuff that is coming through is very helpful. But again, there are mental blocks here that you may have to work on your own. But let's move on to your closing advice, because so far this is becoming, I think, my longest pile. But I feel like whoever chose this really needed to hear it, because we're all trying to manifest something in our lives, aren't we? We're all trying to get from point A to point B, or to go on to the next best, well, the next bigger thing that is here in our lives. For my pile 2, let's get some animal cards. I'm being told this one. Oh, it's so cute. It's a wolf. And a girl who's, it looks like she's holding a moon or reaching for the stars. I like that. We have Wolf Mother, reach for the stars. If you don't reach for the stars, you'll never catch one. Again, some of you are not manifesting enough. Whatever it is that you want, ask for more, especially if it's like money, or if it's, for some of you, you need to actually ask for more. You're not asking for enough. Not because whatever you're asking for isn't going to be enough, but because you're actually very deserving of a lot more than you are getting right now. Take that as it resonates. We also have these 2. We have this little fox in a cute little knitted scarf. I love it. Peaceful fox, not peaceful farts. Peaceful fox, recharge. Take time out for life's demands. Rest, refresh, and restore. Some of you just need to rest a little bit more. Some of you, it's either having a little bit more fun and or relaxing a little bit more, whichever calls to you. And in some cases, both. And then we have this this lady with what? That's a rabbit. I don't know what that is. I guess a fox. Hare and fox companions. So for this pile, I think foxes are going to be a very important animal. That could be one of your spirit guides. Complexity. Embrace all parts of yourself, even the contradictory ones. You are both wild and grounded, gentle and fierce. Some of you believe that X and Y can only exist exclusively, and what I'm hearing is that they have to come together. You can be both this and that, especially the things that you think cannot come together. It can be true. I feel like some of you are really excluding a very particular energy because you feel like it can't coexist with something else. And I'm being told, ask for everything. Ask for everything you believe you can't have. You can have both X and Y. You can have 2 very seemingly contradictory or opposing things at the same time, believe it or not. Some of you are just not asking for enough, or you feel like you can't keep everything. And I'm being told that you can. You can have everything you want, and you just don't have a belief that you can. All right, and then we're going to get some cards from the Let Go deck. Well, here we go. I think some of these cards were flipped. Okay, this one wanted to come through. For my pile 2, some closing advice, anything they need to hear. This one. I like this card. I like the colors in it. It's Control your emotions, feel them, shift them, elevate them, be a master. Like I said earlier, some of you are holding on emotionally to something that you need to let go, and that's in the way of this. It might be your own emotions, it might be somebody else's, but regardless, you have to understand whether you want that emotion or not. You have to feel it, understand it, and then let it go. Once you let it go, things will come through. And then this one. Meditate to dispel all fears and become a beautiful, enchantingly magnetic person. I feel like a lot of you already are an enchantingly magnetic and beautiful person, pile 2. But definitely meditate to dispel fears. Anytime you feel, when you get that feeling of lack or that feeling of fear or that feeling that you can't move forward, it's time to meditate and ask yourself why. It's time to look within yourself and ask yourself, is this emotion me or is it somebody else? And do I need to let this go? Usually you do. Usually you do, pile 2, but let's get one more card from the Guardian Angels deck. But meditation will help you with your emotions as well. And it will help you believe that you can have everything all at once, as much as you can manage at once. We have patience, and this came out in pile 1 as well. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust, you are eternally loved and guided. Again, you are divinely guided and you're lovingly guided as well, pile 2. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I do still have readings open. Just go down to the description where my email is and you can email me for a tarot reading. I know within my channel on one of the community posts, it tells you how much everything is and it goes a little bit more in depth. But if you email me, I will also email this to you regarding my services, etc. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the Black Moonstone and the Be Your Own Hero card, then we have your reading here for you about channeled messages from the universe, what you need to hear right now. Whatever it is that is going to come through today is what exactly you needed to hear, hopefully. So, first of all, I have to apologize for my thumb. I broke my nail down to where like the finger part is, so you get a band-aid. You get a Buc-ee's band-aid for those of you who know who that is. What Buc-ee's is. It's a gas station in the US. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at the cards that you chose. I am hearing I Can Be Your Hero, baby. So that's Enrique Iglesias. So there's something here about being the protagonist of your own story, but also allowing people to come in and be your hero. I feel like a lot of you are kind of tired of having to carry so much within your life. Like everything just seems to be, if not a struggle, then it's like everything you have to go out of your way to do. Everything is just either bogging you down, bringing you down, or maybe you just have a lot of responsibilities on your hand. And I guess you could see this as just being adulthood. I could definitely see that stance. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of you are actually making life just a little bit harder than you need to. Kind of like how the main protagonist energy they always have something going on. There's always something happening for them or to them. And that's the reason they're the protagonist, right? Because they always got interesting stories. But what I'm seeing is that there's like either a group of people or maybe one or two particular people wanting to come in to help you out here. And as I say that, it's getting a little bit brighter. I'm not sure if you could tell on the camera, but the sun's coming out. But let's go ahead and look at your cards. The oracles are going to give us an indication of what this is going to be about, the theme that is coming through for you. And then the tarot portion will be more in depth. So let's go ahead and get your card. We have Be Your Own Hero, 15. 4. Be there for you. Yeah, like I said, there's like one or two people here that want to be here for you. I think if it's just one person, this person will be a little bit of a mirrored soul for you. I'm not saying necessarily twin flame, though that could be the case, of course, but there's somebody here who wants to come through for you. It could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could just be somebody who is really looking out for you. It could also be a group of people, like I said, people who just want to show up for you because they see that you're struggling, they see that you're going through something, or even if you're not, they see that you just have had a very a very hard past few months or weeks. I feel like some of you are going through something right now because I feel a certain heaviness that doesn't want to be expressed, but it's there. We also have Rise 57. I like this. We have Better Than You Can Imagine 39. Some of you aren't even seeing all the good that is out here for you because you're too busy trying to, like I said, deal with whatever you got going on. We have Earth Mother, and I do have to censor her. But I don't want to censor all of her, but here she is rising out of a little flower. Earth Mother 36, grounding, rewilding, and nourishment. Some of you are kind of either in need of grounding, and actually I'm going to put this here because these colors are very similar. Either in need of grounding or in need of proper nourishment. You could take this literally. Maybe you're just not eating the right amount of foods, or maybe you're not eating enough, or something about your diet changing. And this does happen either with age or with whatever it is that we are doing. We just sometimes our diets need to fit our current needs. And in this case, I feel like I'm not a professional here or anything, but for some of you, you might want to look into better nourishment for whatever it is you are currently going through. It's kind of like whenever we get stressed, we tend to gravitate towards either sweet or salty junk food. This is like the opposite case of that. Because you're going through something, you probably need to up some particular either vitamin or mineral within your foods, or you could just be eating healthier in general. And whatever that is will mean differently to everybody. Like everybody's got their own body types and everybody's going through different things. So just make sure you are eating for whatever it is that you need. Nourish yourself fully and always drink plenty of water. Always drink plenty of water. Just your daily reminder. We have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And Sappho the Poetess. I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. Which is very interesting. I think some of you are having a hard time calling in certain kinds of people, because in the past, there's been a pattern of these kinds of people not showing up for you, or just doing awful things to you, or maybe there's just there's like a repeated pattern of with a certain type of person or people, and because of this you shut them down, or you no longer want to engage with these kind of people, and that's actually holding you back, if that makes any sense. The example I'm being shown, let's say you have a particular view of a particular gender here, like it doesn't matter which one. I'm not even going to throw out any of them, just pick something. You have a particular view of them, and because of this, you're not really allowing that kind of person to come into your life. I feel like you've cut off a very particular kind of person, but the irony is that it's that type of person that either wants to currently help you out, be your friend, or come in and make your life easier in some way, shape, or form. This could be through friendship, this could be through love, this could be through any kind of connection. But because you have a mentality that this person will be no good for you, you're not allowing them to come through. And I kind of need to sit for this one because it's kind of heavy, and maybe some of you don't even want to hear it, but what I'm seeing is that you have to let go of the notion that everybody has the same, like they all have the same thing coming after you, if that makes any sense. Like they're not all out to get you. They're not all out to do something awful to you, and they're not all going to repeat the same patterns that you've experienced in the past. This is a mentality that because you expect that to happen, it's going to happen. And I think whoever this person that wants to come in, they're gonna have something very similar to somebody from the past. And for some of you, I'm hearing this person is already here, and the only reason you can't take it to the next level is, again, you have some sort of blockage there that this person is out to hurt you or to do something to you. Because with Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, you have to release that whole story that you have of somebody similar to them trying to do the same thing to you. I guess I need to choose an example just because, let's say, let me choose this one. Let's say there's a person in your life who is just really, really into cars. Let's start with that one. And in your past, you've probably dated somebody similar who was also obsessed with cars or also worked with cars, and or maybe multiple people that you've been with have had this same type of obsession or interest. And so you've set this idea that everybody who's like that is just out to get you in a certain way. It's like, oh, well, they don't really want to commit. They just want to have fun, or they're not really here to show up for me. They just want to do whatever they want, or they just see me as another car that is part of their collection or part of their, something here along those lines. I feel like you have to let that notion go, because yes, you might have a type, but just because you have that type doesn't mean that that type is out to get you, if that makes any sense. I don't know why that is coming through so strongly in this pile. Another way of seeing this is, let's say there's a friend out there, and maybe you and this person could be really good friends, but in the past it's like, well, a lot of my friends stop wanting to be friends with me when they realize I do X, Y, and Z. And maybe you fear that this person is also going to be that way, but you haven't really shared with them exactly what you are or who you are. So how can you assume that they're going to be just like that? So there is a notion here that you have some blockages around, or a pattern, like a pattern keeps showing up within you, that you keep rejecting a certain type of person or people, and that's why they can't come through. With Rise, I do feel that you're going to get over this. I do see you focusing on yourself and focusing on the love of yourself, and I feel like there's going to be an instance in which they're going to prove you wrong about something. I feel like there's going to be an act that they do, or something that they do for you, that is going to prove you wrong about exactly what you thought about this person, because a lot of you have some suspicion about the people wanting to come into your life, and that's fair. Or maybe some of you are just very worn out, or you just don't want to have to deal with this, because like I said, you're carrying certain burdens. You've been very busy, you've been very tired of having to do something here. And I feel like somebody here who is a bit of a mirrored soul, who really sees you for who you are, and I feel like you see them too, wants to be there for you, but you won't let them because you're too busy trying to be your own hero. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's an amazing trait to have. But do allow people to be a hero to you too. Allow them to be there for you, pile 3. Because I feel like you're not giving somebody a fair chance here. With Sappho the Poetess, I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life here. See, this could have like a barrier to do with women. Maybe you dislike women or something along those lines. And in some cases, it could be men. That's why I didn't want to choose a gender. I feel like it could be either or, depending on who you are, pile 3. Or it could just be something a little bit more trivial, like people from a certain area, or people from, I don't know. But there is, well, one, it's a little bit discriminatory. So I feel like you should probably, rethink that pattern that you have. And 2, you're preventing them from coming through to be something better than you can imagine here. And because we do have a little, so this is a uterus with a baby in it that looks like it's about to be born. It looks pretty like far off. I feel like you're meant to create something with this person, bring something to fruition. It could be a creative project, it could be a business, but you're meant to create something with them. And if not create something with them, at the very least learn through them to be a particular version of yourself that I don't think you ever thought you could be. This person or people, for some of you it's one particular person, and for some of you it's like a group of people. It could be both. It could be a person that comes with a group of people. You're actually meant to grow with them, especially with this Rise card. I feel like they could be showing you the way to the next step of your life, or they could be a step to the next thing in your life. There's something here that you are meant to grow through people. You do need people, pile 3. I know we do everything, or at least people who are very spiritual, who are very intuitive, and who are tarot readers do like to be very solitary, because this practice can be very solitary. We like our peace, we like our time away from everybody to recharge, but we also need people. And I feel like maybe for some of you it's just people in general that you're not giving a chance here, pile 3. I'm hearing some of you will socialize. I am hearing, because the song I was getting at the beginning has actually nothing to do, well, I felt like it had nothing to do with this. I keep getting like dembo and reggaeton music, like to me that's party music. So I feel like some of you are going to be partying. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to listen to this music if you're not into that, but you're going to be enjoying yourself. Actually, music might play a role here, because she is playing what is this, a lyre, a harp, mini harp, whatever this is called. With I love every inch of my body, like I said, some of you might have to focus on your physical health, because that was coming through with the nourishment and the grounding. So take that only if it resonates. That seems more like an aside to this. Maybe this person will help you get into like good shape or something. Maybe this is somebody you meet at the gym, or maybe somebody that you get that you have some physical activities that you do with, like maybe you go running or something together, or hiking, since we do have a lot of earth energy here. But with unbound, you are undoing certain things, or you would benefit from unbinding yourself from certain patterns that your soul keeps asking you to repeat, or from letting go of the notion that something here is bad for you, or that some type of people are bad for you, whatever this may be. If this is somebody from the past, which I'm not sure because I don't try to tap into past energy that much, I feel like you think they're going to keep doing the same thing. And what I'm hearing for that particular scenario is listen to your gut and watch their actions. Watch to see if they repeat the same stories that they always do. Watch to see if they're still blaming everybody else around them as opposed to taking accountability for their own stuff. If it's a past person, see if their personality or if their actions, if their manner of speaking is still the same. You should be able to notice a difference. It should feel like, yes, this is still that old person, but there's like a new side to them. This person should have a new way of viewing things, but that's only for those of you who have a past person wanting to come through. That's not going to be for everybody, but I think for some of you this will be the case. But it's a very interesting message. I wasn't expecting something to be called out like this, but I do feel, again, somebody wants to come through and you won't let them. So look at yourself and ask yourself why you won't. And for a lot of you, I feel it in the heart. I know this is heart chakra centered. I knew it was right away. If they, and like, one way I'm being told that you can do this is by just imagining the worst case scenario. Even if that was to happen, you're not the person you used to be. You've been through it before, so you know it's not going to be something you can't handle. But for a lot of you, this person is going to be so much better than you thought they would be. This whole situation is going to get a lot more progressed within your life. Like, I just see you going through this and then feeling a sigh of relief. It's like, wow, I didn't realize that this would be so much fun, that I would learn so much. I didn't think somebody like this could be this way, is what I'm hearing, which is very interesting. For some of you, there could be a child involved, quite literally, because we do have the word mother, and then we do have this little womb here. And then for some of you, you're letting go of very particular ways of seeing yourself as well. It's kind of like, I feel like a lot of these people that want to come through really want to demonstrate their love toward you, and they want to praise you. And again, because you're not used to the praises, or you're not used to trusting compliments, you may not allow that through, or you may not hear it. I'm hearing it's falling on deaf ears. But maybe that, again, that's something within your heart, within your own space that you need to work on and heal, especially the whole notion that you can't accept praise from others. What I do is I tap into my heart and I let go of anything that is preventing me from accepting love in any way, shape, or form, whether that's through verbal affirmation, or whether that's through physical gifts, or physical whatever, like a physical way that it is being shown, like a visual way, I guess I should say. But yeah, I feel like a lot of you want to be your own hero, and that's great. You're allowed to. But what will benefit you is to allow other people to be a hero to you as well. There is something about the color red coming through, but also the color teal, which is interesting because they're both wearing red here. And then we've got like little teal colors back here. For those of you who are very much into colors, these could be colors for you. So, and green as well, greens and blues, but mostly teal and red is what I'm seeing here. If you can even see that on the camera, because I know sometimes the light will show it differently. And actually it's a little bit dark on my screen, which is odd. But let's move on to the tarot portion. If this sounds like something that you deal with, or something that happens to you from time to time, pile 3, then let's move on to the rest of your reading. Especially if you have somebody in mind. This could be my pile of lover boys, lover girls. Hello, you're some of my favorite, because it's always fun to tap into your energy. But you don't have to be, of course. For some of you, it could just be self-love in general. We're going to be using the Star Child Tarot. And again, I apologize for the sum. It's not going to allow me to shuffle in the best way. Not that I was a great shuffler to begin with, but like, I just don't want it to get worse. For my pile 3, I'm just going to lay out 4 cards and I'm going to clarify them. We have the 3 of Wands. Preparation for something. Some of you already have certain plans in mind. We have the Ace of Swords. This card has come out in every single pile, letting me know that there's a fresh perspective being shown for everybody here. Or maybe some of you are coming up with new ideas, and hopefully some of what I'm channeling is going to help you through this. New mindsets. We have the World. Yeah. This, whatever it is that you're working on, it's a bit of a life purpose or like a life goal that you've had. And then the Three of Swords. But heartbreak is getting in the way, or the belief that you don't deserve it. This sounds like something from pile 2. So if you were called to that pile, I would recommend you go back to that one. But let's go ahead and clarify these 4 cards. Actually, I feel like this band-aid is helping me shuffle a little better. I take that back. Okay, so for my pile 3, the fact that we have 2 3s coming out also lets me know that this might be my pile of people who work with a number 3, or you could be a life path 3. We have the Emperor. Masculine energy. Some of you are very much in masculine energy and you're tired of it. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Something that is long lasting. Whatever this is, it's going to help you grow something here. It could also become abundant in the future. We also have the Ace of Cups, a lot of aces, and the Seven of Wands. Some of the things I'm going to say might be a little hard to hear, pile 3, so I do want you to prepare for that. I say everything, I channel everything with love, and I try to say it in the best way possible, and it comes out with mixed results sometimes, I guess. But back of the deck energy, let's get that. 5 of Swords. Some of you are dealing with disappointment, but I'm hearing it's more past disappointments. And again, there's certain patterns that keep popping up in your life. And it's kind of like you kind of just expect things to go a certain way as opposed to letting them play out. And I know, because I'm hearing what's the quote? I forget, something about repeating something. If you expect the same results after doing the same thing, it's like, it's considered stupidity or something. I forget how the quote goes. If you remember what it is, please put it down in the comments below. But I feel like this is the opposite in this case. Like, I keep seeing, like, one, there's a bit of a, let's start with the Three of Wands and the Emperor. So you've been setting out to do something and you've been in your Emperor energy. It's like you have to do all the work here. If this is a workplace setting, it's like every time you go in, you feel that you have to do everybody's job, or you have to take up a leadership role even though you're not in a leadership role. And to some extent that becomes exhausting. So maybe you're planning to get out of this, or maybe in your life you've just always been very much in your masculine energy to the point that your feminine energy feels weakened, or that you feel that you can't rest, that you can't really that you can't expect anybody to be there for you, even though there are people out there literally just waiting to show up for you and you won't let them. It's like I'm being shown like a racetrack. It's funny because I was just talking about cars and the oracles. It's like I'm being shown a racetrack and you keep going around in circles and your team is waiting for you to stop at the, I guess, is it the pit stop? I don't watch racing. This is just what I'm being shown. They're waiting for you to stop so that they can give you maintenance or whatever it is. And it's like you refuse to for whatever reason. But they're like, we know this is just, you feel that this is just you running this show or running this race, whatever it is. But you're supposed to rely on us too. We're supposed to help you out. You could see this as your spirit guides wanting to come through as well. And again, you won't meditate, you won't tap into them, or you have like a hard time accepting some of this. This could be spirit, this could be energy being channeled as well. But for some reason, it's also showing up as the people around you. This is like people that want to be friends with you, maybe people you know through work or school or something. And again, you won't let them as much as they want to help you out. This could be neighbors that want to, you know, be your friends and want to hang out and just, you know, look out for each other's places. And you won't give them the light of day. With the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, I think you're starting to learn that there is some practicality to actually reaching out and being friends with people that you typically wouldn't befriend. Again, there's to you, pile 3, you have a certain mindset of a certain type of person or people, whatever that may be, and that's blocking you. So I really do feel that you have to let certain notions go, certain mindsets, whatever the case may be. And I feel like for some of you, it's going to be people that you wouldn't even think of. For example, let's say you don't like to hang out with people who aren't spiritual. Maybe there's people out there who aren't spiritual who, one, maybe need to be exposed to somebody like you who needs to show them the way, the proper way. And two, maybe you just need to see what it's like to be without spirituality, and then that could just affirm whatever you believe in, or maybe you show them the way. But regardless, there is something here about you having to open up to people that you're not typically open to, because they're going to show you something. I'm not saying you have to be the bestest friends with them. I'm not saying that you have to give them your all. I'm just saying that you learn from everybody around you. And if the universe keeps bringing a certain type of person to you, it's because you're meant to learn something from them, or because you actually genuinely may vibe with something that they do. Let's stick with the car example, because I feel like my personal life is leaking into this regardless. I've always attracted guys who are very much into cars, and for a long time I was not into them. But the thing is, I do have this, like, I don't know what to call it, like a need for speed kind of energy in me. Like, sure, I may not like to actually own a vehicle and take it from point A to point B. I don't like that I have to rely on it. In the US, everything is so far apart that if you don't have a car, it's kind of impossible to get by, at least where I live. But I do like fast vehicles. I do like motorcycles. I enjoy that. But because it's become a need, I can't enjoy it, if that makes any sense. So when I attract these people, they bring that sense of fun when it comes to vehicles like that to me. It's like they're fulfilling a certain desire in me that I don't acknowledge within myself. So I guess that's one way to look at it. That's also the Venus in Aries. I swear, Aries people they like to go fast. With the World and the Ace of Cups, like I said, I feel like quite literally the world will open up when you accept the love from areas that you weren't expecting. I'm also seeing, again, you completing a goal because you learn to see it with a fresh passion within yourself. You will probably... and I feel like this goal is something from like either childhood or something from like your teens, something from a very long time ago that you forgot you wanted. And once it shows up and once that opportunity is there, you're going to take it because your heart will guide you to it. And again, this could come as a result because of the people you've met, or these people or person who wants to come in and help you out. I don't know if this is actually something that major. I feel like it's just something that is meant to bring fun into your life here with the Ace of Cups. With the Three of Swords and the Seven of Wands, like I said, there's heartbreak that is getting in the way, disappointment getting in the way of you going through this. With the Seven of Wands though, I'm taking it two things. You're either a little bit too defensive about this, or you're going to learn to take accountability for where you've allowed disappointment to color your judgment, where you've allowed disappointment to kind of really guide you through life. Because like, yes, we experience disappointment, but it's not meant to be our guiding force. We're not meant to live in an energy of fear or sadness, though it may feel like that sometimes. We're not meant to live or operate at that mode. We're meant to operate and live on the energy of love and joy and success. We're meant to operate from there. So ask yourself where your certain desires are coming from. Are they coming because you feel that you're not enough, or are they coming from the feeling that you are enough? I know that's weird, but like really look at the root of it. And I know some of you might be saying, well, it's a little bit of both. Make sure it's a little bit more on the side of coming from a place of love than a place of fear. Making sure it's coming from a place of knowing you deserve better, as opposed to a place of you just feeling desperate or something to that extent. Make sure everything here is coming from a place of love. Like I said earlier, number 3 is a very important number because we have the Three of Wands, the Three of Swords. We also have 3 aces. The only ace that is missing is the Ace of Wands, letting me know that there's been a lack of fire, a lack of willingness to move forward, maybe even a lack of passion. Because I did say Ace of Cups is passion, but this is like a heartfelt passion. This is like the emotion that is carrying you forward. This is that childhood passion, where you just love something because you love it. The other passion, the passion of the Ace of Wands, that's the willingness to actually go for it, knowing that nothing can stop you and knowing that you are being driven by something higher than yourself, as opposed to the passionate love of, your heart. So I feel like some of you, again, this Ace of Wands will probably be somebody who is coming in. And I feel like this person will also operate on a masculine energy so that you can be more in feminine energy, because the Empress card is number 3 and she's not here. We have the Five of Swords, again, letting me know that some of you need to let go of this feeling that you can't ever win, even when you do. And then what's underneath this? Six of Swords, moving on, moving forward Two of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're going to allow certain people in that you weren't expecting. There's people out there, like I said, who want to come in and you won't let them because you fear they're going to hurt you. But they're not going to hurt you, pile 3. They're only going to hurt you as much as you let them, and that can be absolutely not at all. But I do feel like there has to be either conversations here or something where like you try to progress this forward. You could try it on a trial basis or something along like that. I'm being told to get 3 more cards for you just to explain what the situation is, because I thought it would show up here, and it kind of is, but it not exactly. So for my pile 3, let's get 3 more cards. I will say this, the heart feels very heavy right now. We have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who wants to come in rather quickly. And you fear that they're like all they're interested in is just, you know, one particular thing because they came in so quickly. We have the Queen of Wands, and they're very much drawn to you. They cannot help but be drawn to you. And I feel like at the very least you should accept this admiration that they want to express to you is what I'm seeing. But for some of you, you're just afraid that this person is going to be temporary, so you're not even going to allow them into your life. And then the last one, the Empress. There she is. I knew she would show up. I knew she would show up, the Empress. And whatever this is, even if they are temporary, it's meant to put you in Empress energy. And I hear that some of you are saying, well, what if this Empress energy is temporary? It can't be, because once you ascend to that level, you know how to stay there. So even if this person goes away, it's going to call in somebody else who will keep you in the Empress energy, if that makes any sense. Back of the deck, Page of Wands. Yeah. This is meant to be, in fact, all of the Wands suits are here except the King of Wands. I'm curious, is he under here? Nope, but we do have reciprocation and the Moon. But I do feel like, again, whatever the situation, people, or person is here, they're meant to show you what it's like to be an Empress energy. They're meant to show you the beauty of yourself. I think some of you kind of need this because you might have a hard time seeing it within yourself, and there's nothing wrong with outside confirmation and affirmation of all the beauty that you are, of all the amazingness that you are, pile 3. Allow people to love you. Allow them to show up for you in the way that you want. Not everybody is going to disappoint you. Some people just want to show you love and you're not allowing it, or admiration, or even just whatever it is, whatever way you want to be shown that you are worthy. These people want to do that. But again, there's a blockage within your heart, and I am sending energy out there for you to find it within yourself, to release the things within your heart that are preventing you from all the beautiful love and all the beautiful things that are meant to come your way. Yeah, I feel like the heaviness in your heart will be lifted at some point soon, but you have to ask the universe for help, because I feel like maybe you've been trying for a minute and it just hasn't come through. But yeah, I do see, like I said, there's beauty here. The number 3 is very important. Some of you could be a life path 3 or 33, depending on the situation here. But let's move on to some closing advice to see what else wants to come through for you, pile 3. I'm hearing stop focusing so much on the hurt and focus more on the joy, because sometimes life is just meant to balance out. Because whether these people or person are meant to stay in your life forever or not is not the point. The point is to enjoy the moment that you are given. Enjoy the moment you are given with them, and just see where it takes you. See where all of this takes you. Let's go to the Let Go card. This one came out quickly. Let's get one more. For my pile 3. Okay, she wanted to come out. So these 2. We have this one. Oh, and she's painting. I like that. We couldn't know paradise if flowers refuse to release their fragrance. Give your gifts freely. Allow yourself to be seen is what I'm heard. Allow yourself to be seen by people. Allow your gifts and your abilities and whatever it is that you do to be seen by others. That way people know that you exist and that somebody like you out there is doing beautiful things for the world, and they'll be able to express their joy and gratitude toward you. We also have this one with her eyes closed, I should point out. Sip in air without rushing towards the future. The present is worth enjoying. What did I say, pile 3? Live in the moment. Live in the present moment with whatever it is that you are given, with whatever people you are with. I'm saying this as somebody who has had a lot of people come in and out of her life, and I appreciate all the good that they've brought to me, regardless of how long they've been in it. We're going to get a few more cards from the Forest Friends deck. for my pile 3. I'm being shown somewhere with a lot of water, like a swamp or a lake, if that's of any significance to anybody. We have this one. A twist of snakes, renewal. Shed your old skin and embrace change. It's waiting for you. Yeah, some of you are about to go through a major change, and I feel like this is going to help you with this particular situation that is coming through pile 3. And then this one, oh, we got 2 bunnies, but one's asleep and one's awake. Rabbit companions, trust. Love grows trust. Grow your self-love and watch your self-trust grow too. Oh, I love this. Yeah, some of you just need to know that you can trust that somebody will be honest with you, or that you'll be able to see through them should they be something that you don't need in your life. Let's get one more. I'm really liking the animal cards today. All right. Oh my god, look at this little squirrel, and he's holding a mushroom. And there's a snail here. I love these. Snacking squirrel, simple pleasures. Have a tasty treat. Enjoy life's simple pleasures to the fullest. Yeah, I feel like some of you might just be enjoying a few moments of fun or a few moments of joy here. And for some of you, these are going to be a little bit more long lasting than you believe. Don't think it's just for like a short time, because I'm here for a fun time, not a long time. But sometimes the fun times can be long lasting too. It all depends on what you want here, pile 3. Let's get your guardian angel card. For my pile 3s, what is your guardian angel message? And you don't have to believe in guardian angels, of course. I just love the messages that these cards provide. We have healing. Listen to your heart. Love is the greatest healer. It has the capacity to balance and heal your emotions, thoughts, and perceptions, which in turn will heal you physically. Your angels are here with you and will help dissolve your fears. Trust in the power of love to guide you, and your life will magically transform. This card is confirmation that healing is occurring right now. What did I say, pile 3? I really do feel you're going to be healing this heart of yours, and whatever you have set in place here to prevent people from coming through to show their love and healing toward you. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel like doing so, you can also get a reading from me. I do have the information in the description below, and I can send you an email with everything that I do. But I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care.